Did the Dallas Cowboys just get the best possible draft news out of nowhere? NFL analyst Daniel Jeremiah has shocked fans by mocking Caleb Downs to Dallas, and this could be a game changer. Most people expected the Cowboys to go in a completely different direction, maybe offense or linebacker. But adding a versatile, elite safety like Downs could instantly transform the defense. Some see this as a perfect fit and future star in the making, while others question if it fills the team's biggest need. So is this a genius move or a surprising risk that could define their entire draft strategy? The buzz around the Dallas Cowboys just reached a whole new level, and if you're a fan of this team, this might be the kind of news you've been waiting for all offseason. Because one of the most respected draft analysts in football, Daniel Jeremiah, just dropped a mock draft that has Cowboys Nation absolutely fired up. And at the center of it all is one name that could completely transform this defense overnight: Caleb Downs. Now, let's take a step back for a second, because this isn't just another random mock draft pick being thrown around for clicks. Daniel Jeremiah isn't just any analyst. This is a guy who has deep connections across NFL front offices, someone who talks directly to scouts, executives, and decision-makers. When he puts out a projection like this, it's usually coming from real conversations happening behind the scenes. And the fact that he has the Cowboys landing Caleb Downs says a lot about what Dallas could be planning heading into the draft. So what makes this such big news? It starts with what Caleb Downs brings to the table. We're talking about a player who has been widely considered one of the most complete defensive prospects in recent years. His instincts, his range, his ability to read the quarterback, and his physicality in the open field. It's everything you want in a modern NFL safety. This isn't just a guy who fills a gap on the roster. This is someone who can become the centerpiece of a defense. And if you've been watching the Cowboys closely, you already know why that matters so much right now. This defense has had its moments, flashes of dominance, but consistency has been the issue. There have been games where they look unstoppable, creating turnovers, pressuring quarterbacks, flying all over the field. And then there are games where breakdowns in the secondary cost them big plays at the worst possible times. That's where a player like Caleb Downs changes everything. Imagine a safety who can cover sideline to sideline, who can step up into the box and stop the run, who can drop back and take away deep routes, and who has the football IQ to anticipate plays before they even develop. That kind of presence doesn't just improve one position, it elevates the entire defense. And here's the part that should really excite Cowboys fans. If Daniel Jeremiah is mocking Caleb Downs to Dallas, it likely means there's a real chance he could be available when the Cowboys are on the clock. And if that happens, this could be one of those rare moments where value, need, and talent all align perfectly. Think about the impact this could have alongside the Cowboys' current defensive stars. You're adding a player who can clean up mistakes, who can disguise coverages, who can make quarterbacks hesitate just long enough for the pass rush to get home. It's the kind of addition that doesn't just show up on the stat sheet, it shows up in wins. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture, because this isn't just about one player. This is about what it says regarding the Cowboys' draft strategy. For years, fans have debated whether Dallas should go offense or defense early in the draft. Should they add more weapons? Should they build the trenches? Should they focus on the secondary? This mock draft gives us a strong hint that defense could be the priority, and not just any defensive pick. A high-impact, game-changing player who can anchor the back end of the defense for years to come. That kind of move signals confidence in the current offense, while acknowledging that the defense needs that extra piece to reach championship level. And let's be real, if the Cowboys are serious about making a deep playoff run, they need to tighten up on defense. The NFC is stacked with explosive offenses, and if you can't stop big plays, you're not going to survive in January. Adding Caleb Downs could be the difference between falling short again and finally breaking through.
Another thing to keep in mind is how versatile this player is. In today's NFL, versatility isn't just a bonus, it's a necessity. Offenses are constantly evolving, creating mismatches, spreading the field, and forcing defenses to adapt. Having a safety who can do a little bit of everything gives defensive coordinators so much more flexibility.
You can disguise blitzes, rotate coverages, and confuse quarterbacks in ways that simply aren't possible without a player like this. And when you have that kind of chess piece on your defense, it opens up opportunities for everyone else to shine.
There's also a leadership aspect here that often gets overlooked. From everything we've seen and heard, Caleb Downs isn't just talented, he's a competitor. He plays with intensity, with awareness, with a level of maturity that stands out. Those are the kinds of players who quickly become leaders in the locker room, even as rookies. And for a team like the Cowboys, that kind of presence can be invaluable. When the pressure's on, when the stakes are high, you need players who can stay composed, who can make the right decisions, who can step up in big moments. That's exactly what you're getting with someone like Caleb Downs.
Now, of course, this is still a mock draft. Nothing is guaranteed. There are always surprises on draft night. Players rise, players fall. Teams make unexpected trades. But the fact that this scenario is even being discussed should have Cowboys fans paying very close attention.
Because if this actually happens, if the Cowboys do land Caleb Downs, it could go down as one of the most important picks of their recent history, the kind of pick that people look back on and say, that's when things started to change.
And let's not forget, the Cowboys have had success in the draft when they stick to their board and take the best player available. This wouldn't be a reach. This wouldn't be a gamble. This would be a smart, calculated move based on talent and fit.
You're getting a player who has already proven himself at a high level, who has the tools to succeed in the NFL, and who fills a need on your roster. That's the kind of decision that winning organizations make.
As the draft gets closer, expect the conversation around Caleb Downs to keep growing. More analysts will weigh in, more reports will surface, and the excitement will continue to build. But right now, this projection from Daniel Jeremiah has already set the tone.
Cowboys fans are starting to imagine what this defense could look like with a player like this in the mix. They're starting to see the possibilities, the potential, the upside, and it's hard not to get excited about it. Because at the end of the day, this is what the draft is all about. It's about hope. It's about the belief that one player can make a difference, that one decision can change the trajectory of a season or even a franchise. And right now, that hope is centered around the idea of Caleb Downs in a Cowboys uniform. So keep your eyes on this story, because it's only going to get bigger from here. If the Cowboys do pull this off, if they do bring in Caleb Downs, don't be surprised if this defense takes a massive leap forward.
And if that happens, everything changes. The expectations rise, the pressure increases, and the Cowboys might finally have the missing piece they've been searching for.
This isn't just good news. For Cowboys fans, this could be the best news of the entire offseason.